Hi guys, for today's video I'm going to be showing you my go-to summer glam makeup. This is the makeup I'll use if I'm going shopping or if I'm going to like a daytime party or something like that. I usually don't wear this much makeup during the summertime. I usually like to keep it lighter because it's so hot out and I don't like the heaviness on my face. But I am going to be starting off by priming my face with my primer water. I love this during the summer. It's so nice and refreshing, especially when it's hot out. I find myself spraying this on my face actually a few times a day. And then I'm going to my eyes, and I'm going to be priming with my Shadow Insurance by Too Faced and my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I highly recommend priming your eyes in the summertime if you don't in the winter, because in the summer, if you have oily eyelids especially, your oils just become more prominent because of the heat and the sweat and everything like that. So I highly recommend priming your eyelids to make sure your eyeshadow stays on a long time and it controls your oils on your eyelids. I'm going in and setting that primer with my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and the first two colors. I'm just doing this to really brighten up my eyelids and make a nice smooth canvas so my shadows blend nicer. And speaking of shadows, for my eyeshadows today, I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, my holy grail favorite palette of all time, you guys know. And I'm going in the shade Salted Caramel. This is my absolute favorite crease slash transition shade. It's such a beautiful warm brown without being too orange. So I'm running this through my crease with a MAC 217 brush like I'm doing right here, and I'm just really taking my time to blend this out and make sure it's really nice and just blown out and it doesn't have any harsh lines. Bound only by frozen memories. Here I'm switching to a fluffy Sigma E40 blending brush. This is just again going to further blend it out, but it covers more of a wider area, so it's really gonna ease the blending and make the process a lot faster. And now I'm going in with the Chocolate Bar palette again, but I'm taking the shade Semi Sweet, which is a nice mid-tone neutral brown, and basically doing the same thing, just kind of focusing it more on the outer corner of my eye and dragging it slightly up into the crease and just blending that out again. Now I'm taking the shade Triple Fudge, which is the darkest brown in the palette. I'm basically doing the same thing again, just focusing it more on the outer V and not going too far into my crease. I really want this definition to be more just on the outer V of my eye. So with the same exact brush, I'm doing this, and just doing this helps kind of just like the gradient and blending of it. Like if you went in with dark color right away, it wouldn't blend as well. So I'm doing that. And now for my lid shade, I'm using a ColourPop shadow. This is Birthday Girl. This was for their first birthday, like a limited edition shadow. So this was limited edition. You can't get it anymore, but any kind of like bronzy, sparkly shade would work. I really, really enjoy this one. I love how it looks on my eyelids so much, and I've been using this non-stop throughout the summer lately, especially with this look. I think it just complements the browns so nicely. And applying this with my finger, because ColourPop shadows I find apply the best with the finger and you get the most like metallic pigment out of it. After I did this, I did go ahead and do my winged eyeliner off camera, and then I'm going to be putting some primer on. Moving on to the face, I'm using the CoverGirl True Blend Face Primer for oily skin. In the summer, I really like to use a primer targeted for oily skin because, again, I get more oily in the summer and this helps to control that. So this is a really nice primer. I really like it. It's nice and tacky and it's not too heavy or silicone-y on my face. It's more like a moisturizer, but it definitely controls my oils at the same time. So after I blend that in, I'm going in with a Maybelline Color Correcting Green Concealer. This is an oldie but a goodie, and I'm just applying this to a blemish and blending it out. I love this. It makes the biggest difference when you apply your foundation. It really, really, like, it just covers the blemish so well and takes down the redness. So now I'm going in with my favorite foundation for all year round, honestly. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. Again, I love anything matte, especially in the summer for my oils, but this is my favorite foundation no matter what time of the year it is. The coverage is awesome and the finish is great. For concealer, I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. I love this concealer. It does not really break up on me during the warmer months. So I'm applying this like I always do underneath my eyes, my chin, the center of my forehead, and above my lip. And I'm blending this out with my Morphe G2 brush. I'm setting all of that with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This is the hands down best powder if you want to keep your makeup on during the warm weather, especially if you're oily. This is awesome for summer. This keeps my makeup on like no other powder ever has, so I definitely go a little heavy handed on this. Under my eyes I don't put a lot, but on the rest of my face and especially on my T-zone where I tend to get oily, like around my nose, I put so much of this powder on, but it never looks cakey. It is so, so amazing. It is a little pricey, but I really think it's worth every penny, especially for my oily girls. And now I'm bronzing my face with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. My face doesn't really tan that much during the summer since I do wear some makeup on it, so I really like to add the color back in, and I really think that this is a good bronzer that looks like a tan. It's really nice and warm and a really nice bronzy shade, so I'm just applying this with a big stippling brush to look like a natural suntan around the edges of my face. For my contour today, I'm using my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and the first shade and the middle shade with my favorite fluffy Clinique brush and just buffing this on the hollows of my cheekbones and on the sides of my face. I love wearing highlighter during the summertime, you guys. I mean, I love it throughout the whole rest of the year, but there's just something about summertime that makes me want to freaking like pack it on and glow like a disco ball. So for my first highlighter, I'm actually going to be mixing two. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Illuminator in So Hollywood. It's a really, really pretty gold shade. And then on top of that, I'm using the Anastasia Glow Kit in That Glow, and I'm using the lightest yellowy color. I believe it's like Sunburst or something like that. This combination, I swear, is a match made in highlighter heaven. It is so, so, so good, and I literally glow from like 10 miles away. I'm going on and putting some mascara. So I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic, and for my inner corner highlight, I'm using Stila's eyeshadow in Kitten. For lipstick today, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in the shade Crush. This is one of her newer liquid lipsticks. It's pretty much like my perfect nude. It's such a beautiful light pink nude shade. It doesn't have too much brown in it, and I really think it just complements my skin tone so nicely. And that completes this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Yeah,